This past weekend's parliamentary election in Austria was not the first demonstration that Austrian voters take what might be charitably described as a forgiving view of attitudes and associations which would likely, or so you'd hope, be disqualifying elsewhere.
Good evening. There are new charges tonight that former UN Secretary-General Kurt Waldheim was a suspected war criminal.
In 1986, most infamously, former Foreign Minister and former United Nations Secretary-General Kurt Waldheim ran for Austria's presidency. During that campaign, it emerged that Waldheim had fudged certain aspects of his resume, specifically that during one portion of his service in the Wehrmacht during World War II, he had been an intelligence officer deployed in the Balkans, in a region where the German army had committed hideous atrocities.
The whole story is invented, there's nothing in it.
Waldheim professed ignorance of any war crimes which may have been perpetrated in his vicinity. International scepticism was perhaps best summed up by the British satirical magazine Private Eye, which reacted with a cover image of Joseph Goebbels speaking to Adolf Hitler. The caption in the speech bubble, "Message from Kurt, he has no idea what's going on." Waldheim won anyway. The point of this history lesson being that the victory on Sunday of the Freedom Party of Austria, or FPO, while significant, is not really surprising. The FPO are a known quantity. The party was founded in the 1950s by Anton Rheintaler, a former Nazi Party member and SS officer, and while it affected conservative centrism for a while, it reverted to type in the 1980s under the leadership of Jörg Haider, governor of Carinthia, and unsavoury Crank, who in 1999 led the FPO into a coalition government and Austria into an amount of international odium.
I think I will have the opportunity to explain him at some time what's the real background of the philosophy and the program of the Freedom Party is, and everybody is invited to clean up in front of his own door before giving some advices to other countries and to other politicians.
The FPO returned to coalition government in 2017 and left it in richly hilarious circumstances in 2019. The FPO's then leader, Heinz-Christian Strache, failed to consider the possibility that a comely young Russian woman proposing certain business arrangements in an Ibiza cocktail lounge may not have been entirely on the level.
Austria's Vice-Chancellor Heinz-Christian Strache caught on tape apparently soliciting campaign funding in return for lucrative government contracts. Strache thought he was talking to the niece of a Russian oligarch, but it was a sting and the video was leaked to the media.
The FPO's current leader is Jörg Haider's former speechwriter, Herbert Kickl. On Sunday, he led the FPO to the top of the poll, winning 28.9% of the vote and 57 of the 183 seats in Austria's National Council, nearly twice what the FPO had previously.
It is a piece of history that we have written together today. We have genuinely opened this door. We have pushed open a door to a new era.
The arithmetically able will already have absorbed that the FPO are, their technical victory notwithstanding, a distance short of commanding a majority and therefore forming a government. They will need coalition partners and, as of this broadcast, are not being knocked down in the rush. The only possible option appears to be some kind of arrangement with the Austrian People's Party of incumbent Chancellor Karl Nehammer, though he has ruled out being an accessory to Herbert Kickl becoming Chancellor, dismissing him loftily, if not incorrectly, as a conspiracy theorist.
I've been very clear that what was true before the election must also count after the election. I have never excluded the FPÖ as a party. I don't think that's relevant as a Democrat. But I have always said that one cannot create a responsible government with Herbert Kickl, who believes in conspiracy theories, sees the WHO as a new world government, and the meeting in Davos as preparation for global domination.
Kickl has been called worse things, usually accurately, often for his enthusiasm for what he quaintly calls remigration, i.e. the large-scale deportation of people of foreign heritage, including Austrian citizens, although the most damning epithet applied to him is arguably one he has awarded himself, Volkskanzler, or People's Chancellor, a title previously adopted by another Austrian politician known for exciting his followers with nativist paranoia.
Als Führer und Kanzler der deutschen Nation und des Reichs bilde ich vor der deutschen Geschichte nunmehr den Eintritt meiner Heimat in das Deutsche Reich.
Kickl's FPO has been at best careless with this kind of stuff. 2 days before polls opened, mourners at the funeral of an FPO councillor sent him off with a chorus of a German folk ballad adopted as an anthem by the SS. Current FPO officials were present. However, if photographs of a presidential candidate in actual Nazi uniform did not put a plurality of people off, a song at a funeral was never going to, and clearly it didn't. Conventional wisdom once suggested that parties with noxious far-right histories and associations needed to work to detoxify their brands, to make them palatable to mainstream voters. Gestures in that direction were made, with varying success, by the National Front in France, now National Rally, and the Brothers of Italy in Italy, now in charge. However, in some European countries at least, inside the EU or out, Hungary, Slovakia, the Netherlands, Serbia, likely to be joined next year by the Czech Republic, it seems increasingly the case that people are voting for the far right not despite the seething and foaming, the xenophobia and quackery, the drama and scandal, the self-pity and incompetence, but because of it. Whether or not the FPO do end up participating in Austria's next government, Austria probably has to start being thought of as yet another member of Europe's awkward squad, those countries unkeen on foreigners, indifferent to Ukraine, equivocal about Vladimir Putin's Russia. At which we may recall the interesting trajectory of the foreign minister that the FPO contributed to cabinet last time they were in government, Karen Kneissl, who in 2018 danced with Putin at her wedding and now lives near St. Petersburg, on a property with her 6 ponies who were flown there via Syria on a Russian military transport aircraft, which all just sounds entirely normal. On balance, we should probably be less concerned about Austria's obdurate refusal to join NATO. For Monocle Radio, I'm Andrew Mueller.
2024 is a defining year for global politics as more people head to the polls than ever before. How will shifts in power impact you? The Financial Times provides fearless thinking in defining moments. Its trusted journalists provide impartial analysis of the economy, politics, and business, so you can join the dots and see the full picture. Start reading the Financial Times at ft.com.